Alright. You wanna hear some crazy shit about what I think about that stuff? And about, pretty close to what's been documented? I don't know. I'm sure. I know all this stuff is documented. It doesn't matter whether it's it's hard to get into things that aren't yet, disclosed. If it's something that's still, not necessarily public information, it could be very strongly propagated against or just smeared out by the media, or just there could be a lot of biased, very, very just other direction information on anything that they don't want you to really hear about or know about or think about. And so with that being said, I'm not telling you to believe any of these things. I'm just telling you this is what I think from my own research. You can encourage you to do your own. Just wanted you to look at all this awesomeness while I talk. Alright. Well, so it's hard to even talk about this shit looking at all this awesomeness, but I'm gonna have to do it. In my opinion, high frequency active Aurora Research Program, H.A.A.R.P, in Alaska, on the 19.47 energy hyperdimensional stress point meridian, space flux point, whatever. Another thing they try and do there, they don't just try and raise out the ozone. That's just one of the things that they're fucking with, just like beaming all this crazy energy into space that shouldn't be there. Another thing that they're doing, though, that's really fucked up, honest to God, it's like they're just they're like, what they can do is they can fly a bunch of airplanes around, okay? And they can aerosol spray certain chemicals. Now, I don't want to say they're like, I don't know, in my opinion, okay, they aerosol spray certain things into the air. It's not a matter about the whole combination of what is being sprayed, but it's a matter of certain particles that they do spray for a couple different reasons. They spray little nano umbrellas. I forget what they're called. I think they're called smart dust. They spray that all over the sky because they have all these little nano receptor points, and they were saying that if they disperse this stuff everywhere, they'd have more information. Well, it's not just about information. It's I don't know, they said that if one of these, I was seeing one scientist said, if one of these things lands on your arm, it's going to peel off your DNA, and the other scientist is like, oh yeah, it's fine, you'll just blink it right out of your eye, like, don't worry, blah, 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 and like, I don't know, it's really sketchy to me, but, not to mention, this kind of makes me want to get into, like, not just the genetically modified food, but just, the crops, and the Monsanto, patent on just the seed of life. Basically, they try and tell everybody that they have to grow their altered crops, and you know what they did? They put a seed vault in Alaska of all the natural seeds, because they knew that when they modified the planet and tried to alter and restructure the genetic copy of every organism and plant on the planet, as well as the open biosphere, with introducing new nanoparticles and cross-species chimera mutant animals that take away the natural population within a certain amount of years, and sterilizing people and forcing them to eat certain medications. The list just goes on and on, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. Once again, high frequency active Aurora Research Program. What they do, they're spraying this shit in the air. Not just to mention these particles, but just what I think it is they're able to ionize clouds, make fake metallic clouds that they can control around with frequencies because of the ionization of the particles, that they can send out certain waves with their big machines at those points, and they can control the weather and they can create weather, and it's really interesting because if you look at cloud busting orgone crystals, dividing up clouds and going around different bubbles of orgone free of the ionization of the nanoparticles. It's pretty interesting about the science that goes into it, but no one wants to talk about that shit, and no one wants to build a big fucking crystal thing for you, but goddamn it, you know what? That's what I think, Go outside and look at the airplanes and tell me that's a vapor trail on a not so humid day with no humidity at 1,000 feet with a non-commercial airliner, small plane, just a turbine kicking out just like two thick clouds of smoke, or just like one super high up there that is invisible, or a UFO or something. I don't even want to talk about it. I already did. Go look it up.